Ondo holders, this will be a big one. We're going to get into a headline today that I think will grab all of your guys' attention. I want to break down the news and give you my take on what Ondo's been doing lately. And apologies, it's not something where it's for a lack of content, but I just sometimes don't have enough to bring a video to your guys' attention. But I do favor Ondo quite a bit, and I would love to talk about it each and every single day. And I do appreciate all of my returning subscribers that are believers in Ondo Finance, as I do favor RWA when it comes to crypto, a lot more than probably other people. So we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to give you the news as I get it, and I do want to thank you guys for all tuning in. Give me a couple minutes of your time. So let's hit it. Let's get down into the board and talk about what we're looking at as we look at the top 100 cryptos, kind of in a make or break decision-making mode, as we are a little bit away from what's seemingly going to be a 25 basis point reduction in the Federal Reserve interest rate. Time will tell what that implication will have if we get a buy the rumor, sell the news event take place when it comes down to the overall market. Who knows? Okay, and nobody has that crystal ball within crypto. I always remind you that none of this is financial advice, and always be sure to do your own research and due diligence. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's look at it right now, and we'll give you my thoughts on Ondo Finance right now in this video. Okay, so interesting to note, as we do look at the last 30 days, we're down 8.2%. Relatively speaking, though, this is a crypto that, as we look back over the last 365 days, it's up 60+%. Now, why that's interesting is because, yes, it is up 60.4%, coming from a 58 cents low over those last 365 days, but it's one where we have to make a mention of it. We did reach and surpass the $2 threshold this year, okay? And the reason why I do find that fascinating is because as we talk RWAs, as Ondo is probably my clear-cut frontrunner in that sector, it's a crypto that is more than 50% down since that high point that we had back in December of 2024. So keep that in mind, and that's kind of what's going to segue into my statement that I'm about to make. And as I say always, I will never tell you to buy or sell crypto. This is just my opinion and my conviction that I have with my personal holdings. Ondo is not a dollar crypto. Okay, so anytime I can obtain, or if I'm looking to add to my position underneath $1, that's something that I do firmly kind of believe in, right? Ondo Finance less than $1, I think, is one of the bigger values that we can find in the crypto sector overall for the entire crypto market, and not just RWA cryptos, okay? That's just how I feel about it. As we pull up the trading view real quickly before we get into the news, this is going to be one where we are kind of in that downward consolidation dating back through July, and kind of mimicking what we've seen across the board, where we had that crossover of the moving averages in the later part of August. And we're looking to make another move here as we do see these continue to converge on one another. But September has always been historically a sluggish month for crypto. And as we get into Q4 in what we have coming down the pipe, Q1 of 2026, that's kind of when I have all eyes on Ondo and a couple of my other conviction plays, as we are looking to hopefully break out and once again return back to the level where Ondo was $2 and above. Now, one thing I'll tell you as we consider this even further is the fact that it's a relatively naive crypto. What I mean by that is it was not around for prior bull cycles. So as we consider this all into the equation, we have a lot of things to be desired and look forward to, as we are kind of believers of what Ondo can bring to the world of RWAs, okay? But this is what we want to talk about. I am going to get into this article right now. This is a big one. They're seeing that right now the price increase being attributed to the Nasdaq seeking SEC approval for tokenized securities. Let's talk about that implication. But as we get into this article, first I want to lead off with one of the exchanges I am affiliated with. This is BitUnix. So if you're not using BitUnix, great interface. If you are on the app, desktop, what have you, if you want to sign up, there is a link down below in the description where you can join the 3 million global plus users who do use this exchange. And this is where we talk about the 25% bonus that they are running right now through September 11th, where you can earn up to 400 USDT on a deposit of 2,000 USDT. So a great welcome bonus to get started trading. So if you want to start trading spot and futures, make sure it's right for you. Do your due diligence, and that link is down below in the description, okay? But this is what we came here to talk about. The first major U.S. exchange would be the Nasdaq, pushing to allow tokenized securities on-chain, okay? Now, Ondo Finance is positioned as a key bridge through its tokenized stocks and treasuries. Now, Ondo runs on Ethereum, so the wider adoption of tokenized assets could significantly boost boost ETH demand and network activity alike. But as we look for this proposal, waiting to hit its main market, this is kind of where we look into what we've seen from the crypto news flash. However, the SEC has postponed its decision on the proposed 21 shares Polkadot ETF until November. Now, we have seen this across the board. I know for transparency's sake, we have seen the XRP ETF kind of postponed. We have this, a proposed Dogecoin ETF going live September 11th as well. But as we look into the reports, it's visible that if the SEC does sign off, the Nasdaq would be potentially the first major U.S. exchange to offer a token-settled trading platform, okay? Now, that would be something that would reshape how stocks and ETFs move between buyers and sellers, and that's something where we have seen this from Ondo's official post on X, where we highlight this tweet on X, where we talk about the, quote, blockchain technology inside the core of America's equity market. Nasdaq recently filed with the SEC to enable tokenized securities trading, which is a significant step toward buying traditional assets on chain at scale, okay? So there you go. That in itself is a huge breaking news bullet point and a major one for me, if that. But we look into more specifically the Ondo global markets that offer more than 100 tokenized US stocks and ETFs, as well as tokenized treasuries. This is where we look into the institutional side of the game. Now, Ondo is really ready to make a bridge if these tokenized assets do go mainstream. And I think that as we look into it, you got to connect the dots and see macro on this one, okay? And this is kind of why I believe in Ondo. When I talked about it earlier, it's not a dollar crypto. This is a huge, huge amount of inflows that is just waiting in the wings. And we're just waiting for that green light. And yes, you could say that a lot of this has maybe been priced in. However, I do foresee that there will be a lot to be kind of digesting if this does go and get the green light, because I think that this was maybe priced in a couple months ago, but now as we are trading below $1 at 94 cents, not so much, okay? So there's also a lot of the bullish technicals we did cover when I broke down the chart. And as we do look at the sector overall within RWAs, starting to kind of pick up the pace, pick up steam. This is something where we have seen a $24 billion tag when we talk about that valuation. So a $24 billion price tag in September of 2025 as it stands today, which is representative of a almost 400% increase since 2022, okay? That's why I believe in RWAs. That's why I believe in Ondo Finance. And kind of putting this all together, guys, tokenized US treasuries alone have just crossed over $7 billion, which Ondo is issuing $1 billion of those on Ethereum. So that's the big headline. Nasdaq is positioning themselves to basically allow the Ondo speculation to converge with actual real world application, where we could see them being the first major US exchange to fully bring tokenized treasuries on chain. And Ondo is going to be that key bridge in this process. And that's a huge headline, a bullet point that I wanted to touch upon, give you guys my thoughts. So I hope it all finds you well. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so right now. Thank you all you for watching. Give me a couple minutes of your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.